Hello everybody and welcome to our live studio show here on MXGPTV.com with me, Paul Malin, and Lisa Leyland. It's round 15 of the FIM Motocross World Championship in the MXGP of Flanders in Belgium at Lommel, or Lommelwood as they say around here. Coming up on our studio show today, we have Lotte VAN DRUNEN from De Baets Yamaha. She's the current WMX World Championship leader. We've got Jan PANCAR, who had a fantastic ride a week ago in Loket. And we've got Jason Thomas coming in from Fly Racing to talk everything MXGP. But before we go anywhere else, Lisa, here we are, back at the beach, although the weather is not very beachy, is it?
Yeah, not going to need our sunscreen, and I don't think it's going to be too much fun for the riders. It's not going to be too relaxing, though, is it?
No, I remember coming here many years ago for the first time, doing a suspension test. It was already absolutely completely destroyed. By the time I left, I said, they should have, above the gates, welcome to hell, because it's that kind of venue. Shall we talk to somebody who's going to ride here and enjoy being in hell? Lotte VAN DRUNEN.
That was your introduction.
Lotte VAN DRUNEN, De Baets Yamaha, current WMX World Championship leader. And here you are, riding as a wild card once again, back in Lommel, back racing MX2. Are you looking forward to it?
Of course. It's like a dream for a girl racing between the boys, and to do it in all pink is absolutely insane. And I enjoy riding here a lot. We spend a lot of time here in the winter, and yeah, now to do it with actual jumps is really nice. It's nice being here.
Yeah, because they obviously prepare the circuit differently for a GP than they do for the normal training. But a lot of people will probably ask, why though? You know, because you have your 3-month break. You could go on holiday, you could do this, but I guess World Championship is the goal. And I guess you still have to stay active and sharp.
Yeah, well, for the women's, we have like three races at the beginning of the season, then a long break. And then 3 more. So this is a really good preparation for me to Arnhem. Not just because it's a race, but I get to ride on my race bike and try some different suspension settings in the sand. And yeah, the 30+2 motos are like really good physically for me to train on. Last year it did me pretty well because I won in Arnhem, and I'm hoping to do the same. And like you say, the main goal is still to become world champion again this year. And right now I'm in a good position. I'm really excited. And I hope for this weekend, yeah, just to ride like myself, because I've struggled quite a lot to ride like I do on training on races. And I'm going to try to do that here. Free practice already went quite okay. Still some to improve. But yeah, I'm going to try everything. So.
Yeah. Well, like you said, that you did race here last year. You did pretty well. You scored some points. You also raced in Trentino earlier this year. What is your goal then for this weekend?
Just like I say, to find a rhythm that I have on training. That's the thing I struggle with the most. And yeah, maybe try and get a good start and be in front of some boys that I know I could be in front of. Right. That would be really nice. Points are going to be hard because we got quite a full gate. But yeah, of course I'm going to try everything, and you always have some riders who don't finish. So we'll see. And yeah, I just like being here. I like riding in the sand, and now to be the only girl again since a while is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I think it's really, really good for the sport. As for your season, Lotte, in WMX, it started off pretty perfectly, didn't it, in Sardinia? You got the 2 race wins, took the red plate, even though you were sick.
Yeah, well, obviously for me it started off with a bad injury during the winter, which I'm still struggling with today. And then I was still feeling really good, and then 1 week before I just got super sick. I couldn't even finish my training, and I got there, I lost like 4 kilograms. I couldn't eat anything or even drink anything, and I still managed to win, which was for me absolutely incredible. And I didn't really do any hard pack training before that, because for my ankle to feel comfortable, that was in the sand, so I only did sand training as my winter preparation. And then coming to Lugo, that track was like, because they expected a lot of rain, like concrete and like so fast. And we made some changes on the bike, which didn't end up very well the first moto. So we changed it back to the old settings and went a lot better in a deep mud race. So I was quite happy about that. And to Torchental, actually my riding was quite decent. I managed to get a big hole shot the second moto, which was something new for me. And yeah, now I just need to focus on Arnhem. And then yeah, in Turkey, I became world champion there, so I probably have a good feeling there, but I still need to do some hardback training. And Australia is a new track for everyone. I don't even know yet what kind of dirt it is. I heard it's like a little sandy, so maybe it might be good for me, but I don't know. But yeah, so far it's turning out pretty good.
Yeah, well, you say pretty good. You've got a 100% podium record at the moment. I think you touched on it just there. Lugo was the difficult round for you. 5th in the second, third overall, only third overall. But you know, so is that all it was then? Just the bike setup? You know, the first time on hardpack really, and things like that.
Yeah, well, in Lugo it was like really hard to pass. You saw that in all classes that weekend, and when you get a start from like all in the back, it's like really difficult to pass there. So I managed to get back to 5th, and then by the time I was actually doing some good lap times on a free track, it was already too late. There was like, the big was too far. So yeah, it was a bad race and maybe a little bad result, but it could have been a lot worse, that's for sure.
And then in Germany, I know you just touched upon it briefly then, 2nd overall, including a win in race 2. That's a 50% race win rate for you. Are you pleased with that consistency?
Yeah, I think so. Of course, you want to win everything, but that's like not really possible. So, so far so good, I should say.
Okay.
Well, you do have 3 rounds to go. Holland is up next. As you said, this place will be perfect preparation for you. How important is that race to you, first of all, on a personal level? And do you look at it like, yeah, you first and then the fans afterwards, or is it a bit of both? And especially to sort of take good points over your rivals as well, because you know you can perform there. And if you do the best that you can do, obviously you can put at least 6 points behind your closest rival, you know what I mean? And that's going to be important going to Turkey and the rest of the championship, isn't it?
Yeah, well, for me, Arnhem is a really fun race. And last year, I was really nervous. I had a big crash before where I injured my neck a little, which was, I could barely turn my head. So that was really unfortunate. So trying to stay up on 2 wheels now. And yeah, like I say, it's for me about fun. I want to win and make everybody happy there, of course. But I also really want to spend time with the fans, and I'll be busy all weekend. But that's what I enjoy. And yeah, I hope to win. And of course, to make the gap in the championship as big as possible going to Turkey, as it's a hard pack. So yeah, I'm definitely really excited for that one. And so far this season, I haven't had any nerves yet. So I'm feeling really good, really confident. And now with this summer break, I made a lot of improvement, like a lot in the sand. So I'm really confident. And I just need to go work again a lot of my starts, and then hopefully get 2 whole shots and 2 moto wins there.
And just really, really quickly, because we are out of time, any special riding gear for that weekend planned? Because obviously this weekend you're all in pink. Is there going to be more pink?
No, not more pink.
You can never have too much pink, right?
No, that's true. But no, I wanted to do something typical Dutch for the home race, and I did. So I can't say too much, but it's going to be really cool.
All right. Well, look, Lotte van Drunen, thanks for joining us here. We are out of time. All the best for today, this weekend, and for the rest of the season. And yeah, we look forward to seeing you in Arnhem as well.
Thank you.
Right. Our next guest, Jan PANCAR, is getting ready to join us. But before we meet him, we are going to throw it back to 2016 when Max Anstey took his 3rd victory in a row around this Lommel circuit. Enjoy.
Almost 4 laps complete. Look at Conrad Muse having the ride of his life in 2nd place. See, we're already through about 5.5 seconds to go, and all of a sudden Conrad Muse, well, if you're up front, you may as well make the most of it. Try and gap everybody and get some good distance just in case you do hit the wall and start to fade back. It's easier to sort of fade your way back to 10th than it is to push your way to 10th from the back of the grid, that's for sure. Muse allows Bogus to go through, but he's got them either side of him here. His teammate, Max Anstey and Dylan Ferrandis. All of a sudden, Muse definitely tongue wrapped around the rear wheel there. Bogus, Ferrandis, Anstey. Fighting over 2nd place. Muse just behind them in 5th. Let's see, well, there he is at the end of the straight in the right-hander. He was 5.3 seconds clear at the end of lap 4. 19.5 minutes to go. 5 laps in the bag for the Suzuki World MX2 rider at 59.8. Oh, and Anstey round the outside of Ferrandis, gets himself into 3rd place. Goes after Brian Bogus. Anstey ran the outside of Bogus. Takes second away on lap 6. Riding like a man possessed, Anstey. Does have 2 overall victories here the last 2 years. He was the foreman with this place, with that in mind. But Anstey making this place his own little fortress over the last 2 years. Would look to do the same again today. Oh, and he's down the inside. Being urged on now by the fans. Flags waving. Seawer knows who it is behind him. Nicely done there from Anstey. See how hard he's having to work here. Seawer looks over his shoulder and he's lost it there. Back end out of shape for Anstey as he took the lead. Wow. Seawer gets his race face back on. Tries to go back after Anstey. Good job, Max Anstey, Rockstar Energy, Husqvarna Factory Racing, on course for making it 3 in a row here at Lommel. He will equal Tony Cairoli's record of being the most successful rider around here. Cairoli winning in 2010, 11 and 14, Anstey winning in 14 and 15. It'll be 3 in a row. So that puts him even better than Cairoli around Lommel, you would have to say. Because Cairoli's 2010, 11 and 14, just 3 different years. Anstey, 3 consecutive years. The Rockstar Energy Husqvarna workshop just around the corner here. Hospitality and the team truck based there on the final turn. He hits the Monster Energy finish line jump. Max Anstey makes it 3 in a row here at Lommel.
Hello everybody, welcome back to our live studio show here on MXGPTV.com with me, Paul Malin, and Lisa Leyland. Jan PANCAR joins us now, TEM JP253 KTM Racing. Good to see you. Good job last weekend. I know 9th overall, but that doesn't tell the full story, does it? Because obviously you had that fantastic result in race 1, and there was some good riding in there.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Yeah, it was a pretty successful weekend. Just some bad luck in the second moto, but yeah, in the first moto I finally got that good start that I was talking about the whole season, you know, and just rode almost the whole race in second place. At the end, third was a really special race.
Yeah, well, this close to a foxhole shot.
yeah, it was really close.
You stayed second for 15 laps. I think it was a 19-lap race. And then obviously, yeah, you ended up finishing third, as you said. What was your reaction immediately after you crossed the line? Because when you're in that battle and you're in that zone, it's kind of very easy to kind of focus that you're on second or third or fourth, like a best ever finish. But was the reaction something different when you crossed the line? Like, yes, third place?
Yeah, I actually was not that anything special because I knew I had even one more moto, you know, so I was still focused. Yeah, it was definitely a good feeling, but I was so tired. My hands were just completely hard. So yeah, it was really nice, but I had to focus for the second moto.
Well, I was just going to say, as Paul said, you were second for 15 laps. You said that you were so tired. How much did that race, Jan, take out of you physically? I mean, to keep Fevra behind you for pretty much the whole of that race.
I mean, yeah, I was tired just because of the arm pump.
Right.
If the arm pump was not there, I could ride faster and just more efficient, you know. So yeah, it was, let's say, a bit slower than I could be, but it was still just the arms were hurting and everything else was pretty good.
Yeah, and like most riders, like if you get a good start, you said that you can actually come away with a good position. How much did that third place do for your confidence? Because like you said, you've been talking about the start all year and finally you got one. Yeah,
I mean, like let's say on the hardpack, almost all the time practices, I was top 5, I think, or close to there. So the speed was there the whole season, but was just struggling with the starts all year. I think already a few years now. So yeah, it's really hard to come from 15 to top 5 because we're really close together. And yeah, I changed a bit on some little bit things on the starts and was showing in Locket. And we will see this weekend if it's gonna work, but I think it should.
What does a top 3 finish mean for you as a privateer team in terms of bonuses with sponsors, or even maybe contract negotiations with other teams for next year, if that's something that you would do, you know?
Yeah, for now, I don't know how much it depends on it, but for sure it should be easier for next year, even if I have to do it alone again. But of course, I hope I get some factory team.
Yeah.
It's definitely not easy. It's a lot of good riders here. And yeah, I hope they see me, and of course I will try to do even more motos like this to the end of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like Paul said, you do your own thing, you run your own team. You're saying you hope maybe there will be a factory offer, but what type of team would it take for you to kind of convince you to do something different?
I mean, just a factory team would be...
Just a factory team.
Just a factory team.
Just, yeah, of course. So let's say that I could be a real professional racer, you know. Just they provide me with everything. I would, you know, so I could live with motocross. That would be the goal, of course, and easier for the whole family, you know.
Yeah.
And actually, you're not that old, are you? What, 24?
I was just 25. So
okay, so yeah. So you still have a long time left in MXGP.
Yeah,
so in
be.
terms of any factory team coming knocking, you have a future going forward.
Of course.
We're in Lommel this weekend. I think traditionally in the past it hasn't been the best for you when you look at results and things like that. But are you looking forward to this weekend? Are your sand riding skills on point this weekend, or have you not really had too much time in the sand?
I mean, yeah, it's not a secret that I struggle a bit in the sand. Yeah, it's just, you know, never rode like as a kid in the sand because we had 0 sand in Slovenia.
Only over, Vas. It's not sand.
No. No, like the 3-hour drive is the closest to have sand, but of course, it's, you know, it's not like here because only me and team rides there, and it doesn't get that rough and stuff. So yeah, I'm trying to improve every year. I think this weekend should be better with every ride because I think when it's more rough, I can be more competitive. So yeah, I will try my best and get a good start, and then we will see. Cool.
Okay. Well, we've got 6 rounds left of the championship. From the tracks that you do know, which ones are you looking forward to going to the most?
Yeah, Sweden should be really nice. I like the track too. It's a nice atmosphere. And then yeah, I go to all the overseas races. I would say China is good for me because of the last year, but
5th overall.
Yeah, it was really hot there, so it's not that fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, we will see how it's gonna be in Australia.
Yeah.
Should be a nice track, as what I seen. And Turkey is good for me too. It's a hardpack track, so yeah.
Okay, so all of them then.
Yeah,
a strong end to the season.
Yeah, let's try to survive with the sand tracks and then put my best foot forward in the hardpack tracks.
Cool. Well, look, Jan PANCAR, we are out of time, but fantastic job last week. Keep up the good work, and who knows? Maybe the factory team comes knocking, and a whole new chapter begins.
Yeah, let's hope. I will definitely do my best, and we will see.
Good job, good, and doing it for the privateers. Good on you.
Thank you,
Sam.
Right, we are out of time here, but Jason Thomas will join us in a moment. But before we do, we're taking it back again to 2016, and here's action from race 2 in the MXGP class when Kevin Strybos won the overall Grand Prix. Turned out to be his last ever Grand Prix, but a home Grand Prix victory for the Suzuki rider. Enjoy.
As Strybos closes in on Sean Simpson, that's the last thing that Scott needs, is to get caught and passed by Strybos. Strybos off the podium at the moment, and he could be the one that changes everything here. As it stands at the moment, after 3 laps, Max Nagel, 43, with a win and a potential 4th. Cairoli second on 37, with a 6th and a potential 2nd. Simpson there, 24, lead rider in shot, only rider in shot now. 2nd and a potential 6th place for him, but as you can see, Strybos jumping past, almost landing on Simpson. Belgian fans absolutely love that. Van Hoorbeek has gone through, Nagel's gone through, and Van Hoorbeek as well into 3rd place. Watch this here. Down past pit lane, was it round the outside? Yeah, it was. and then cut the line away from Jerryman. Nagel third, Van Horbeke fourth, Strybos fifth. Oh, and Strybos through as well, up to fourth place. So Van Horbeke losing 2 places in about 4 corners. Cairoli can see Geiser just here ahead of him. Bottoms out on the takeoff. Wow. Ooh, oh, Nagel throws it away. Face plant for Nagel. Strybos and Van Horbeke both go through. Charlier's out as well. What a lap. And what a turnaround for Rockstar Energy Husqvarna. Is that going to cost Nagel an overall Grand Prix victory here? He was in third. He'd done all the hard work. So Geiser leads, Cairoli second, Strybos over the line in third, Van Horbeke up to fourth. Fifth for Bobryshev for Team HRC. Koldenhoff sixth for Red Bull KTM, Nagel seven. And Strybos is going to win the overall Grand Prix here with less than 9 minutes to go, unless Nagel can make a couple of passes. Kevin Strybos, though, could be looking at picking up the overall Grand Prix win here. Here he comes, Suzuki World MXGP's Kevin Strybos from Belgium. The fans are on their feet. They know that Strybos, the old man in the retro kit, he looks like he's been dragged out of 1992. He will take the Monster Energy finish line. Strybos wins at home. What a day for Belgium. What a day for Strybos and Suzuki World MXGP. A big day for him.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the final part of our live studio show here on MXGPTV.com with me, Paul Malin, and Lisa Leyland. Jason Thomas from Fly Racing joins us now. Jason, that was a quick throwback there to 2016. We were just sitting there. How brutal was that track? It's not an easy place to come to, is it?
It's not. And Suzuki, remember how strong Suzuki was back then? That's a throwback in and of itself. But yes, I would say that Lommel is the toughest motocross-specific race on Earth, bar none. And that's a great reminder of why.
Yeah. It's just nice to have those little flashbacks and our guest changeovers. You just met Jan PANCAR on the way out.
Yep.
How good was his first race last weekend? And his riding in general, because he's also one of the best at putting in that fast lap in time practice, isn't he?
Unbelievable. I mean, I think holding off Febvre for that long, and really he wasn't under pressure for a lot of that race one. Those are types of rides where, having lived that life, and Paul, you're the same, he'll look back on that race for the rest of his life and think about that with such a fond memory. Those are the types of career-defining moments, and we were there to witness. It was really cool.
Well, how tight is it in MXGP at the moment? 10 points between first and second in the championship. How did we get here, though? Because after Matterley, 32 points between Romain Febvre and Lucas Koenen. We've only had a couple of rounds since then, and we're down to 10. It was down to 7 after the first race a week ago. Yeah,
this is everything you'd want, and I think the most unlikely scenario we could have come up with. If we had thought about an MXGP title fight, I think a first-year 18-year-old that we really didn't expect to move up with Febvre, and we don't have Geiser in the fight, we don't have Herlings in the fight, we lost Jorge Prado a year ago. It's a very unlikely thing, but I think we're also very fortunate to have a close title fight coming into one of the contenders' home GP.
Yeah.
And how big a weekend is this weekend going to be in terms of that championship battle? Do you put your money on Febvre, who's won it twice before, or the fearless rookie at his home GP?
Well, I got a chance to spend some time with Lucas this week, and I was very impressed with how loose he was. And I think he's fortunate with that. He doesn't feel the pressure and the weight of a world championship because, one, he hasn't really been here for it to live that. And also, this is all way ahead of schedule. This was never really the plan to be, hey, you might win a world championship. It was just hey, let's move him up. He can do it and be fine. So I like that setup for him where he's just loose. I think Febvre, he's done a lot of work. We know how much time he spent at Raiola over the years trying to improve his sand skills, but I think there is also the weight of this might be my last chance to win a world championship. Yeah. There is that on his shoulder. So I think he'll be resilient. He's shown that he can handle pressure over the years, but he's really got to kind of show up this weekend and establish himself in the sand against Lucas.
Yeah, well, you just touched upon it then. What kind of effect do you think the crowd will have this weekend, particularly with Lucas? Because it isn't easy, is it, racing a home GP? And everything that comes with it as well.
And I think he'll thrive under it because he's not feeling – I think he's feeling excitement and opportunity versus pressure. And that's a very definitive thing. You can go one of two ways there. And you can almost see it in their body language and their facial expressions. He's just like smiling and happy and like, this is amazing. Like, look, I'm in the fight, right?
Yeah.
Where I think
like
everybody
a
else –
puppy dog just –
you can see tension and like I think about Monster Energy Supercross in the U.S. Like those guys are – you can't even talk to them. They're like stone-faced on race day. Lucas is not that at all. So I think having all the fans here, I was just over at their autograph signing. He's just loving life. You know, I think he's fortunate to have that. And we'll see in 5 years where he is around the world racing for championships if that's the same. I think it'll probably be a lot more serious situation then.
Yeah. From what you've seen in the free practice session, I'm not sure how much of you saw, but would you say that the red plate's staying on the Kawasaki when we leave here this weekend or the KTM? Because Roman was fastest, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think 10 points is a lot to ask because I do think that Roman will be on the podium no matter what. He's resilient. He knows what to do under these conditions. But I do think there is opportunity here for Lucas. And I think, Jeffrey, these guys like Jeffrey and these other guys getting in there and being in the fight can change this championship quite a bit. So I think for Roman, it's really important to say, I'm going to go to these tracks where maybe Lucas will be a little bit quicker than me, possibly. But I need to make sure that I maximize my individual points and then really lean into the rounds that maybe favor me.
Sure.
Yeah, exactly. And as this is a sand race, there are a few other riders that will get in the mix as well. Valandrin, you've also got Koldenoff as well. He actually told me yesterday in the paddock talk that he's looking for a win here. And so they're going to mix up a bit, aren't they?
And Jeffrey's back this weekend as well. We don't know what to expect from him.
Yep. I do think Glenn, I think, is wise to look at it that way. There is no one right now that is unbeatable in MXGP. And for Glenn, he's looking at it, I can be opportunistic, I can get the start. And years past, it just felt like Jeffrey was on form. There's just no way you're going to touch him. Tim was so strong all of last year. It was going to be really difficult to beat him. But right now, Glenn showed last weekend that he can be there at rounds this season. He can be there. So if he executes on every metric, I think there is a win possible. It's not going to be easy, but I think he's right to say, hey, I could steal a win here.
And obviously 6 rounds to go. You can't afford any mistakes in terms of, especially here as well. If you've got a full grid and you go down in that first or second turn, you've got to be fighting a lot of riders to come through. How much of that is going to be down to sort of, technique and speed? Because not everybody can race this place. So if you do make a mistake and you're a favourite, like Roman is and Lucas in terms of the championship, this place, because they both have good techers, will be somewhere that a start isn't necessarily going to be such a big problem like it was in Lockett last week, is it?
Yeah,
but you still can't afford mistakes.
Sure. But, it's such an interesting racetrack, though, and I think there is opportunity here to make up time like no other racetrack on earth. Like, look at Jeffrey a year ago. Yeah. He crashes. He was making up 5, 6, 7 seconds a lap on Prado when he really started pushing. Yeah. You simply can't do that at other racetracks. That's not possible. So, yes, starts are always important. Yes, it's going to make your life a lot easier. But if you have pace at this particular racetrack, it will show up regardless of where you are or where you start. It's impossible to kind of get in the way of because of how much opportunity there is to make up time that simply doesn't exist at other races.
Well, with 6 rounds to go, is it too early to say how this championship is going to pan out?
I think it is. We're going to get such contrast in types of races. We don't know what it's been raining all weekend. Not that it really affects Lommel so much, but if this was Uddevalla or if this was Turkey, it probably won't rain in Turkey. But if this was a race like that, you would have a full mud race, and that would change the entire dynamic of the event. So I think the kind of yo-yo effect of sand and hardpack and the flyaways add such a variable. We don't know what Australia is going to hold. I think it's way too early to anticipate what's going to happen because there's simply too many chances for it to go sideways for anybody.
Yeah.
And obviously, this is your last visit until the Motocross of Nations.
Yep.
Just real quick, 10, 15 seconds. Ironman, what can we expect?
Well, the interesting part is we've never raced so late in October, but it's an hour and a half, 2 hours from Redbud, so I would expect similar conditions. Will it rain? Will it won't? That's going to be the central question leading up to it all week. But, it's a great racetrack. It's a big racetrack. It's soft and ruddy, which I think the riders here in Europe will appreciate and understand, especially when you think about that type of weather. Whether it rains or it won't, it'll be overcast, cooler, so there'll be moisture in it. But I don't think it's a super unique USA racetrack where everybody's going to struggle. I do think it's going to be a somewhat level playing field for everybody. Look at Jeffrey in 2017. Yeah. He was 2 seconds quicker than everybody every single lap. I think that was a little bit of a insight as to how easily riders will adapt to it. And, yeah, I think it's going to be an all-timer. Let's just hope the weather holds out.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, look, Jason, thanks for your insight again.
Thanks
and enjoy your weekend and, obviously, enjoy your trip back as well. But that's it for us here on MXGPTV.com. Of course, we've got more live action right the way through the day, starting with the MX2 time practice session at 1:36, straight into MXGP. And then, of course, we've got Open, and we've also got 125s presented by FMF Racing. Rounding out the day, we've got the qualifying race as well. We'll be with you every step of the way. But thanks to Jason, thanks to Jan, and also Lotte VAN DRUNEN. Enjoy your weekend here at Lommelwood. We will. It's going to be a good one. You don't want to miss it. See you then. Bye.